One of the biggest bull market in the crypto came in 2017. And when that happened, XRP went up 800x in just one rally, and for the total cycle, it did close to 1400x. What were the macro factors which led crypto market into such a huge rally? Are we watching somewhat similar setup in the macroeconomic situation and in the crypto market? When the altcoins went up that crazy back then, we all watched how the Bitcoin dominance guided us through that particular cycle. Here we are watching another cycle evolving in front of us. If you do recognize this pattern in front of you, you understand what is coming. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where the normal retail guys get to learn how to become the next top 10% of this world. We've been going through all of these charts to keep you guys updated in the SI family. We've been breaking them one by one down so that this bull season, if some of these assets are doing a 500x, a 1000x rally, you don't miss that part of it. Now, let's come back into the price action. Dollar last time showed us the fact that it had three legs to the downside: the A, the C, and the E. Right? The A, B, C, D, E to the downside. The second leg, the wave 2 impulse to the downside, is where you saw that huge rally in crypto market or assets priced against dollar. While dollar got depreciated, assets went up. Now, at present, you're watching one of that support range breaking. And it's not only that. The macro support remains here. This is your macro trend line support, and this is your standard deviation. On a macro, when you take last 10, 15 years, that's your standard deviation. And right now, dollar is breaking that to the downside, retesting that and getting rejected, which means a continuation to the downside towards 95, 96 range is going to be what you may see in dollar, which again would mean you are going to see something big. Even in the last cycle, which had muted price action, dollar moved in the almost similar price structure, and crypto delivered almost similar moves. Yes, the ROI was comparatively lower. Instead of 1000x, you saw 100 in some. So there's a huge difference. Now, this time, you're not only looking at that long-term narrative, but you're also looking at the cyclical narrative, the macro. When you plot the macro, you get to see, okay, we are at that resistance, developing a rising wedge. A rising wedge is bearish. We all know that. So within that rising wedge, when you get rejected, when you get a break to the downside, this is where we get excited. Yes, we have a couple of these supports which would slow down, but the market will not actually rally directly. You will see these kind of price action playing out. But where is your bottom? That is what excites me. Meaning, what you just saw in the micro drawing is the beginning. Now you will go back up, test that, and get rejected. That is going to be the bigger bull market season, which we have seen in at least last 5-6 years. And we've been waiting for that for sure. Now, look at different assets. Say XRP. Do you see that XRP is trying to hold on to this gain while the market is slowing down? XRP is still holding on to the long-term support range, which you can plot on a macro chart. XRP is trying to hold on to that resistance without getting rejected on the macro. Any break to the upside here gives you the measured move, and that's a very good measured move. We've already gone through that, so I'm not going through that now. But keep in mind, while you get to see this, the market is showing you that some of these assets are starting to trend higher. Look at the last 30 days for them. Look at last quarter. You get to see which assets are slowly grinding back up. XRP is one among them. Yeah, the micro, it is down. But when you zoom out, the big picture, it is starting to move up. You buy low to sell high. You don't buy at the highs to sell high. Keeping it that simple, now visit Bitcoin. On a short-term leg, what are we watching? The market will show you a lot of different signs, especially when we have all these whales involved. So this is Bitcoin on a 4-hour chart showing you that the trend line support is where the price is at now. And on that trend line, it is starting to make a couple of reversal signals. We have seen these before. The price had reversed, not immediately, a couple of candles after that. But the signal or the sign which we should be watching is the Bitcoin dominance, especially when we are so heavy on the altcoin side of the equation. Say you remove all this. You're just focusing on price action. You're looking at the volume to the candles. You see the selling volume increasing or money flowing into the altcoin increasing, and you see the candle size becoming larger, which is a good sign. Now, we need a breakout for sure. Nothing changes that. You break below 57, that is one of the biggest things which we want to see. Yes, you can argue that bull market of 2017 was in a low rate environment, which means the cost of money was so low. Now, if you look at oil, you'll get some vibes here. The rates are going to be so low soon, sooner than we all expect. Canada started cutting rates, 25 basis points every meeting. You're watching another few Western countries doing that, but still waiting for nations like USA. And the first pivot in Fed would make a lot of difference in a lot of other countries who follow that. At that point, you are in a rate cut environment where businesses are starting to price up the asset values. So in order to buy those assets, they would start massive layoff. So for sure, if you are in the employment market, be aware of that. If you are not holding any assets, understand the difference. The earning power during that time versus the capital gains during that time is going to be entirely different. Now, watch this. You're looking at the dollar to oil, right? The oil is priced at 69.23 right now. The current support remains at 67.23. If you break that, now you're coming back all the way. So where is your support? The macro support. I mean, you're looking at last 200, 300 years and plotting this trend line. You want to see oil coming down close to 50, say 48, 49, 50. Just that kind of a drop in a macro, it's not a glitch. It's okay. It's normal. But when you zoom in from that monthly chart towards the 3-day or even daily, that's a big volatility you're talking about. The price dropping down to 50 is a huge volatility. Now, say you want to look at the trend. Whenever oil breaks lower like this, you're watching the demand of oil in the economy is slowing down, or the economy itself is slowing down. You just got a break to the downside in oil. What is your measured move? Say you're complete TA, you're not looking at the fundamentals. That's a 25% to the downside. If you plot that 25% to the downside, you reach 54. That almost matches up with what the macro is saying. Remember, last time, before 2020 happened, you had a similar pattern which broke to the downside. It had a retest and a rejection. Maybe We're going to repeat the retest and the rejection. But that rejection created a ton of panic. So while you look at the fundamentals, while you look at the TA, and then look at how things are evolving here, you cannot deny the fact that the market is now rhyming. Market is showing a lot more similarities with 2017 cycle. If it was 2021, the crypto prices started going up when the dollar bottomed and started consolidating at the bottom. At least majority of them. Now you go back. You take crypto directly, say Bitcoin, on a zoomed out chart. Let's not look at a 4-hour chart and short-term narrative. Let's focus on a 3-day or a weekly. So we're using a 3-day chart here. This is showing you the prices at a support. The RSI is still trending to the upside. That's positive, because when you move on a weekly, this is what Bitcoin conveys. It is at a support right now, and at that support, Bitcoin is making something we have seen before. Do you recognize this pattern? Because if you don't, you'll soon have to. There can be a wick to the downside, like we've seen Jan 2024. But we all knew how it's going to end. And then it came to that target. If we are going to repeat the exact same thing here, we already got that long wick to the downside. We're getting the next signal that the market is trying to reverse. Remember, you're watching the price action on a macro. You're watching the trend on a macro. So you are not trying to get it wrong. Rather, you are giving the odds with the market towards the direction of the market. So now you're close to this support and you're starting to turn positive. You've watched similar inverse head and shoulder almost at every bottom of this market cycle. Yes, the reversal was not immediate. Sometimes it took 2-3 weeks before the pump came in. But keep this in mind. Each of those pumps were like this. 95% pump. The next rally here was 98% rally. The next one after the reversal signal was 93%. So if you pick that correctly and say, it was above 90, fine. Let me put just 90% from the bottom and ask where the price should be at that point. So if you put that 90%, the price comes close to $93,000, $95,000. This is your range. Now, ask the question, does that violate the trend here? No, it doesn't seem like that. Rather, it fits into that equation very well. Say if you plot that correctly, this is what you're watching. You broke to the upside, you retested and failed, came back in. Now, if you go up here and get rejected, keep that lines there, keep it in your mind. We're going to erase that to plot something. What? The macro. The 1, the 2, the 3. This is what we were talking for a long period of time. If you don't see almost similar things playing out, now that's your mistake. Because the market is showing you, I'm doing this. If, say, BlackRock is about to dump all the Bitcoin and to sink crypto market, that's a different story. You will see some whales coming in and selling everything they purchased. But watch, the US election is about to come in. The market liquidity for dollar is about to get very interesting, which means they need to gain value. When dollar depreciate, if they don't hold an asset which will appreciate in value, they are done. So they are holding on to something. What is it? Crypto, especially Bitcoin, Ether. The liquidity in the market is at that direction. They are walking in that direction. So don't misunderstand this. The market is primed for something by the end of 2024. At least that's how it is presenting itself. The 1, the 2, the 3. We are watching almost similar price action. So whether it bottoms at 56 or it go back to retest 50, it doesn't matter. Your upside is where you will watch majority of the altcoins ride. Now, what else can you look for? Negative divergence, which is very easy. When you see price going up and RSI going down in Bitcoin on a weekly, that means your divergence is arguing that Bitcoin dominance is about to drop hard. Say you want to compare it with last time, that's 2021 October. You're going back into 2021. You want to look how the price action played out in the Bitcoin dominant side of the equation. 2021 October. This is what we are talking. You watched that local top and then the drop here. This is exactly what I'm arguing. The price action is showing you it's going to go up. RSI is showing you it's going to make a negative divergence. At the same time, the macro dollar is going down. The dominance, Bitcoin dominance, is arguing it's about to show you that cycle. Watch this, follow this. If you want help to stay updated, be in the SI family. We are going through a lot of these assets one by one so that you don't mess with it. You don't take decisions without proper data points. You should get right data points before you make a huge decision. So SI family is there to help you. And if you want to get involved, use the link in the description below. Jump into the SI family. We can go through the one-on-one session, go through your portfolio, discuss about your portfolio, especially if you are in the right assets, the right segments, and your return expectations are based on what you've already invested in. So guys, if you received value, smash that like button for me. I'll meet you on the next video. Bye for now.